Channel, please do subscribe and turn on post notifications so that I can get notified each time I post a video. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. First of all, I want to say that you guys should pardon me if this video comes up late. Guys, there's so much happening, like content left, right, center. There's so much happening at once. I give it to this set, from their parties to their normal hangouts to their interviews. They're just dropping content. It's like content overload. So I might not even bring some gist because, you know, my brain is full. But hey, I'm here to talk about like their interview that they had with EBUKA. So I'm just going to give a brief rundown of all their interviews and also tell you guys where you find the full interview so that you can go and watch it. So who am I even going to start with? I'm going to start with Dorathy. But before I even go ahead, let me do my shout out. The name I have for today is pretty difficult, so I'm going to have to read it out. Okay, first of all, the first shout out goes to Mercedes EBUKA, and second one goes to Basi Etotikanu. Etotikanu. I'm sure I murdered the name. I'm very sure I murdered the name, but forgive me. So 2 wraps of amala for you guys, and I think amala goes with the goosey soup. So yeah, no, amala and ewedu. Yes, amala and ewedu for you guys. Thanks for supporting. So for Dorathy's interview, the first question they asked her was like, okay, did she think that she was going to win when she saw that 3 people have gone out and it was just herself and Laycon? She was like, at some point she felt like, okay, there's a possibility. Like, in fact, she has even started calculating. She has already shared the money in her head. Did she feel bad or did she feel disappointed when she found out that she didn't win? She now said no, not at all. That she always said it, that she's grateful for the experience, that she didn't feel bad at all. But that, you know, as she comes out, there's going to be money, so she didn't feel any kind of way. And then I asked her like about also the misconception about like everything. You know, initially they were close and everything, and she mentioned at some point that when she's close to somebody, when she gets close to somebody, that, you know, she gets a little bit attached. But she was like, for Ozo, she was just used to the attention at that time, but there were no feelings whatsoever. So for her, she did not have feelings for Ozo, and Ozo did not have feelings for her.
No, I had no feelings for him. Yeah. And he had no feelings for me.
So they asked her about Brighto, and she was like, for Brighto, the reason that she removed herself is because she doesn't like to be in like a triangle. So she now had to remove herself from it because Watoni was like already involved. People can ask her, why didn't you now tell Brighto that you liked him? That did you tell him? He said no. That the reason she did not tell him is because she doesn't believe in forcing herself on people. You know, whatever happens.
I am just somebody who doesn't like to force themselves on anybody. Yeah. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Then EBUKA asked her about Prince. The way she even reacted when they mentioned Prince's name, she was like, oh, I'm like, at the mention of Prince's name, yeah, on. She now said that they were already close from the beginning, but that the pyramid, that be the rectangle that he had with all the other people, like just made her step back a bit. Then when everything now died down, they now became close again. So EBUKA said, so no feelings whatsoever there. She was like, you know, kind of. Prince. I always knew that she liked Prince. Somehow, there are some statements that she made at the beginning, even during her entanglement with Ozo, or like when herself and Ozo were close. I noticed that she was also close to Prince, and I actually noticed that Prince was the one that she kind of liked in a different way. Then there's something that Prince said in the house too later on. He was like, when he was calling people that liked him in the house, he now said that there's somebody else that likes him in the house, but he's not going to mention the person. He can't mention the person. So now I'm thinking that that other person that he wanted to talk about was Dorathy. Then for Laycon's interview, the first question they asked him was like, okay, did he think that he was going to win? And he was like, no. That he went in there to promote his brand. He just went in there to promote his song and his himself.
Because at the back of my mind, I did not even come here to win money. I just came to promote my song. I came to promote myself.
Then he now asked him, okay, when it was just himself and Dorathy, that what was he thinking? He now said he felt like Dorathy was going to win, said that he didn't think he was going to win, but like he kind of knew that he was going to be among the top 2 when there were like 5 of them, because he had seen like Neo Up, V Up, Nengi and stuff. So, you know, there's just something in his mind that told him that he was going to be among the top 2, but for winning, he didn't see it coming at all. That he's even still trying to process it at the moment. So yeah. Then EBUKA asked him whether he felt intimidated by the housemates when he went in. He now narrated what happened to him when he went to the house. You know, he was wearing his jacket. He said when he came, he was like, he now hailed all of them. Nobody answered him.
No, when I first entered, I said, what's up? Everybody looked back. You know, they were, yeah. And they just looked back and they turned. It was Dorathy that approached me and said, you're Laycon, right? Yeah. She handed my mic to me.
Then after that, he said he just wanted to go into the room and just remove what he had on. But you know, on coming into the house, he just thought to himself like, what is he doing here? Like, what am I doing here?
But in my head, I asked myself, what are you doing here?
Then I asked him about Erica, that like what's happened with Erica. They had a friendship initially, and then, you know, everything just like grew into something else. He now said that he didn't even know, like he didn't even see it coming, that it just happened like that it just came like that, and he had to accept it, that okay, this is what it is and I have to deal with it.
I did not go into the house with the intention of trying to do anything with anybody, but then that happened. I admitted it to myself that it happened.
People kind of asked him like, okay, that period where he was like talking to everybody about it, that he was just, you know, on about it, and it was kind of like most of the people that did not like Erica in the house was because of what he told them. So Laycon now said that at no point in the house did he feel like Erica was a bad person, that he hadn't been in that situation before, but so he just kind of felt like that was his way to get closure.
There was never any minute or any second in that house where I felt like Erica was a bad person. Yeah. No, it was never.
Do you think you portrayed that unknowingly?
I don't think I did, because I remember I still kept saying it explicitly that I care about this individual.
Then the audio had an issue on the African Magic website, but you can still find the full video on africanmagic.dstv.com. Then as for Nengi, when they asked her the whole winning question, she said that she wasn't really disappointed or surprised about like the fact that Laycon won, because in fact from like the 6th week or the 7th week, she said that she knew that Laycon was going to win, that she has strong instincts, and her instinct was just telling her that, oh, this guy could win, because of the way that people, all the artists, like when they have their Saturday night parties, people, they were just hailing him, you know, playing his song and stuff. So she felt it that he was going to win.
I don't know, I just felt like he had a lot of fans. I could just tell, because like during the parties and everything, you'd see people hailing him, and it's just, I don't know, I just have like really strong instincts.
Then EBUKA asked her about her relationship with Prince, the fact that okay, initially Prince was the one that she was close to, you know, like the 2nd week or so, that what happened with him. She now said that with Prince, that she just noticed that he was just so much about the game, and she didn't feel like he had her back, so she just had to like withdraw from the whole thing.
Too into the game, I felt like it was the game, then friendships or whatever next. So I just felt like the period when we were friends, I felt like he didn't really have my back.
Then EBUKA asked her about like her back and forth with Ozo, the fact that today she'll say, oh, give me some space, I don't want. Then when he gives her space, she'll now be like, oh, why are you giving me space and stuff. She was not laughing. She now said that she wasn't trying to eat her cake and have it, that the reason all that was happening with Ozo is because she really liked him, and she didn't want to just let the friendship go down the drain like that.
I don't know, I just felt like I like this guy too much to want to jeopardize, to want to, exactly.
If you didn't have a situation, I was like, would you honestly have done anything with him?
Of course.
Yeah.
100. If I didn't have, it was a decision. Like so many times I told him, this house, fighting temptations. That's what it is for me. Like I was literally fighting temptations. Like I really like him.
That if she didn't like him, that maybe she would have just freed him, but the fact that she really liked him, so that was why she was always like behaving like that, like towards him. Then we kind of asked her what is the possibility of you guys being together, that's Nengi and Ozo, and she still said that the possibility is 0.001. I mean, 0.001%. I'm like, hell, Nengi or Iba Nengi Mote.
Still a possibility?
I've always said it, the possibility is 0.0. There's always been a possibility, but you
It's
just
very
have
minimal.
to see. You just have to see.
It depends on a lot of other things, because you actually really like him.
Yeah.
Maybe she was just trying to prove the point, like, oh, there's the possibility there. It's just for her to sort out like her situationship that she has outside. Whatever she has with the person outside has to be really strong for her to just keep saying like, oh, because one time in the diary session, in the diary room, she mentioned that he broke up with her before she went into the house because of the fact that she didn't tell him that she was going. So when they had that call, she said that he broke up with her before she went into the house. But you know, on her own part, I think she just wanted to like prove to him like, okay, oh, maybe you felt like going into the house, this is what's going to be, but like I don't want you to see it that way. So I guess they really have something strong, and maybe she still wants to see whether she can settle that before, you know, going into anything also. But for now, that is what we are seeing. Then as for Neil, when they asked him about like the winning question, EBUKA asked him, was he surprised that he left? He was the second person to leave that day, meaning like 4th position and stuff. He was not like, he was even surprised that he was in the top 5.
In fact, top 5 surprised me. I'm not going to lie, top 5 surprised me.
Even though at the point where they were there, like waiting to be called, he was thinking about the money. You know, when you get so close, you start feeling, oh, you know, there's a possibility here that I might go home with the money. So he was actually thinking that, oh, maybe, but he was happy that his guy Laycon won. Then about his relationship with V, he said what drew him to her is because of the fact that she still came to him even after hearing his story. You know, when he came to the house, he said his story, he said all the things that he has done, Uber, all the like businesses he has done.
So even after I did that and V walked up to me, I was just like, so with everything why I don't talk, with all the nonsense why I don't talk, why I don't do, you still won't follow up with me. That was what just caught me.
Then EBUKA asked him why he did not ask her out in the house. He now said that in the house he wasn't ready for a relationship. That even now he's more focused on like work-ish. That with V, everything is just going to go like, you know, slowly. That let's see, we are going to see how things unfold with them. So we're just going to be watching to see how things unfold.
Okay, let's go back to yesterday. I mean, you got to the top 5, but you were the first to leave from the top 5. Was that a surprise to you?
No.
Why not?
Because I feel like getting to the top 5 was purely grace.
Then she now said that she knows that she sees herself like a controversial person that like says things as they are, but she doesn't know if people are ready for that kind of stuff. But in the house, she just had to be herself. Then EBUKA now talked about the fact that she went for Neo. She was like, yeah. She now said, okay, what did you see in him that made you go for him? She now said she saw promise, that she noticed that, okay, this guy is like the complete opposite of who she is. And, you know, that just made her, she was drawn to him because of that. And then he's fine. That nigga is fine. I'm like, oh, it's all right. Neo is actually a fine guy.
Neo is the complete opposite of me, and that's what I liked. The fact that he was so different, but I drew closer to him a lot. He's someone that when he talks, everybody's listening. That's something I loved about him. He has a very authoritative voice. Yeah.
All this put together just like drew her to him. That's why she went for him. Then we kind of asked her about like their fights, that it always had to do with food. What's up with them and food?
You know, yeah, there's this thing in me, and I admit it wholeheartedly. When it comes to me
and
food, I don't like to share food. Very irritating. I can't share anything, but food, that is my weak point. And what does Neo like to do? Share food.
So that's why they were always clashing, because of food. Then they asked her about the issues that she had with different ladies. First of all, it was Lilo. She said that she thinks the only issue she had with Lilo was maybe the nomination, but that, you know, that was like just a nomination process and she's sorry about it. That she was close to Praise at the time, so she couldn't call Praise. Then about Tonaniba, she said that she knows that there's kind of tension between them, that most of what happened with them was like a miscommunication, and that how did Tonaniba expect her to feel? That Tonaniba is on the outside and she's on the inside. That Tonaniba has seen things that she hasn't like seen anything.
There's been a miscommunication for sure. But I'm in the house, you're outside, you know things now. I still don't know jack nothing. Yes, the miscommunication came from me. Yes, it's my fault. I said what I said, and I know that I'm wrong for what I said. Will I make the first move? Yes.
Then for Erica, she said that her issues with Erica started because of Laycon. That for her and Erica, she wishes that they had a conversation before Erica left, so that people can know that there's no beef there. That it was just like, let's say, maybe a miscommunication.
I was telling the party, we'll talk. We just never got to have that conversation. And I wish we did, so people could see that me and Erica's issue is not beef. How she left was unfortunate.
It was just misunderstanding.
But it was just a misunderstanding.
So there's hope for 3.
Yes, for 3.
Yay.
Then they asked her like her regrets in the house. She now said that there were no regrets, but lesson learned. That the lesson that she has learned is to like think things through before she talks about it. And I feel like that's a really good one, because that's one thing that I noticed that she didn't really do in the house. You know, there's something about being blunt and just, you know, saying the wrong thing sometimes. So she now said that that's one thing that she has learned, that she's going to work on that. So all of them just had like a wonderful interview. EBUKA's interviews are always like cruise level, sweet. No, like he's not trying to push any form of toxicity like some radio stations that want to make you say something that you're not meant to say. So his interview generally was cool. Then I asked all of them what they want to do with their lives now, and they just talked about business, entertainment and stuff. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye. Love you.